The Strathroy Dairy that we know today was started in 1980 by my father, Eamon Cunningham. His initial plan was to try and add a bit of value to the milk that we were producing on the family farm. As it turned out, he much preferred the dairy industry to milking cows, and so he soon outgrew that plan. In 1995, myself and Phil McCarran moved down to Dublin to see if we could sell a bit of milk down there. 25 years later, we have expanded to the extent that we're now the second biggest dairy company on the island.
Cunninghams have been farming the Strathroy area for 4 generations now. The field behind us, there's about 200 cows. These would be the original herd from Strathroy. So they're grazing the grass you can see around you. There's a huge sustained effort made right throughout the year to have those cows as healthy and happy as possible. We put a huge effort into making the grass as good for the cows as we can. To have a happy cow and a healthy cow does 2 things. First of all, it makes the life for the farmer a lot easier. Number 2, the cows produce more milk. And number 3, the product that they produce is healthier. All the milk that comes in to be produced into the 2-litre jars of fresh milk that you get on your kitchen table, we know the farmers that supply us. The farmers know us personally and we know them personally. All the cows and all the farmers supplying Strathroy are all part of one kind of, I suppose, big effort to produce the best quality milk we can.
Behind us here you'll see our digester. The digester is basically a big cow's stomach. We feed it on grass silage, maize silage, bit of lactose, bit of sugar beet, and any sludge that comes off our effluent plant. The digester produces methane gas. The methane gas is used in 2 gas engines, biogas engines. The engines create the electric for the dairy, and we use the heat then from the engines to heat the digesters and also to do any washes, to heat any offices, and any hot water that we need. It's all coming off the engines. The byproduct from the digester is digestate. It is high in nitrogen, great food for plants. We spread it on the fields, it grows the grass. The grass comes into the digester and we go right round the circle again. So it's a complete carbon neutral way of producing electric.
Here at Strathroy, we are currently producing all our own 2-litre and 3-litre bottles. We started producing our 2-litre bottle in 2009. The industry standard for a 2-litre bottle is average 39 grams. We are producing our bottles at 33.5 grams. That's a 14% reduction in the amount of plastic. Earlier this year, in 2020, we installed our second blow moulder for the production of 3-litre jars and 2-litre jars. Jars leaving the moulder contain excess plastic on the heads, the handles and the tails. This can be up to 40% of the plastic. This is removed and recycled. Industry average for a 3-litre jar is around 62 to 63 grams. We're currently producing our jars at 48 grams. That's a massive 22% saving in plastic. Jars are also then leak tested. They are put under a small amount of pressure and the leaking jar is removed. These jars are then inspected and the piece of material that's causing the leak is removed and the rest of the jar is reused back into production. For the distribution of the 3-litre jar, the roll containers used normally held 56. We can now fit 64 of our 3-litre jars into the same roll container. This is a massive increase of 14% on the amount of product we get on each roll container, thus decreasing the amount of haulage.
There are three key elements to the success of Strathroy to date. The first one is delivering a top quality product on a consistent basis. The second key element is everyone that's involved in Strathroy. From the dairy farmers that supply our raw material, the production staff in the dairy, the delivery drivers and everyone that's involved in our various distribution depots, everyone pulls in the same direction. We all want to try and do the right thing all the time. This helps us deliver the top quality product and service that our customers demand. The third key element is innovation. Aidan and Patrick have already mentioned the blow moulding and the anaerobic digester. These are just two examples of the innovations that we've brought through in Strathroy. Innovation helps us stay one step ahead of our competitors.
Through our network of depots, Strathroy have grown to the extent that we now distribute to every county in Ireland. We are the only fresh milk dairy company to offer this service. You could say that we are Ireland's national dairy company.